some people may have different preferences, but today I'm going to be using this avocado oil to make my essential oils. And here I have some lavender bush that I air dried together with some bee balm. So I'm going to be using those herbs today to make some essential oils, and I will show you how I do that. It's just simple. It's not rocket science for me. So this is how I do it. And I simply get the dried herbs, and these are air dried herbs, not sun dry. They're air dried on a drying rack. And I fold the branches like so. I use the branches, I use the flowers, and I also use the leaves. And I fold it in and I put it in this organza bag, so that way it makes it easier for me to strain it. Now I go ahead and I just clip the herbs so it's cut into smaller pieces, and I drop it into the organza bag, and I just pull the drawstring like so, and I make sure I tie it at the top. And to make sure that I get a really strong solution, I put a lot of herbs and a little bit of oil. So this big pouch is going to go down into a quart size mason jar. Now I'm going to grab the bee balm that I have here. It's already dried, so I'm just going to unhang it from the drying rack. And I'm going to save some of these seeds. And this bee balm I harvested in the wild, so I'm going to just save some seeds right here. Put it off to the side, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the bee balm that I did with the lavender, and I'm going to clip it so that it will drop into the organza bag. And with the bee balm, the stems of the bee balm is harder, so you want to make sure that it doesn't poke a hole in the organza bag. So I'm going to fill it in, and I'm going to push it down, and I'm just going to clip around, just making sure that I'm cutting it up small enough so it doesn't poke a hole. Now I have 2 quart size mason jars right here, and I have it in a pot. I'm going to go ahead and put that organza bag down into the jar. I'm going to squish it in there and make sure it fits. So this is not actually going to be a full quart of essential oil, because that herb is taking up so much space in that jar, and that's okay with me because I want a potent and really strong essential oil, so that way I can always dilute it if I choose to. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some water in this pot right here, and I'm going to put it on a medium fire, and I'm going to sit that mason jar in the pot of water so everything's going to heat up together. And I'm going to pour in the avocado oil. I'm going to fill in the 2 jars, as you can see right here. And like I said, it's not going to turn out to be a full quart. It's just in a quart jar, quart size jar. And I'm taking this wooden skewer here just to push it on a little and poke it around while this heats up. Now I also do a lot of different things with the herbs that I grow in my garden. I make tea bags with it, and I use these 100% natural paper filters, and I fill them with my herbs, whatever mixture I choose, and I keep them to make my teas, because I'm growing so much herbs, so there's no reason for me to purchase any tea bag. Now I also use these stainless steel tea infusion. I have different sizes. These here are some air dry hibiscus flowers that I'm going to be using also. I have some oils that I made. I also have some herbal hair and skin products that I made. I also have this mix here that I already put to set. There's lavender, rosemary, thyme, and different herbs that I have in here. And I do also make my own body butter. And my family use all of this. I think this is the last one actually that we have left. Okay, so now that the water is boiling, I'm going to turn this off. And now I'm going to cover the pot so it keeps as much heat in there as possible, and it stays. So this is going to actually stay here overnight. And as you can see, some of the steam is coming out in the center there. So what I'm going to do is get a piece of foil, and I'm going to put it right in the center so it holds in as much of that heat in there as possible. And I'm not going to cover the jars tonight. This is going to cool off just like this on my stovetop, and tomorrow I am going to cover it with a lid and band. And that's because I don't want it to form any moisture in there because of the condensation from the heat. After I cover, I put this away in a dark place, and I shake it every day, if not twice a day, at least once per day. and I let it sit in there for 6 weeks and sometimes as much as 3 months. My method for making these essential oils is very simple, not complicated at all, and it works out great for me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time right here on Fifi's Journey.